Yo, what up? Real quick, I want to talk about the statement that was made by the owner of the Houston Texans. Um, basically, look, I'm gonna start off by saying just a few weeks ago, when Cam made the statement that he made about a woman asking him a question, no one, not one person, came to the defense of Cam Newton and said that someone was overreacting. Because let's be honest, the statement that the owner of the Texans made was far more inflammatory and a whole lot less true than what Cam said. Let's be honest. I mean, let's really be honest about that. And he's been in the league 6 years. He played 4 years of college ball. He played in high school. If he's never heard a woman ask him a question so specific about sports, and bottom line, it probably impressed him. I would have been impressed. I was impressed by that. If my fiance came to me and asked me a question about football and she was that thorough, I would be impressed. Because let's face it, there are a lot of women who are fans of a team but watch the game and don't know what's going on. All right. See, this is one of the things that the thing about it is her thoroughness is probably one of the things that got her the job to be able to cover sports. So let's be real honest about this. No one, not one person said that people were overreacting to Cam, in which I think they were. I think Dannon, who took his endorsement, I think they overreacted. He apologized, and they still took his damn endorsement. Referring to context, we're going to talk about context. Context is everything when it comes to certain situations. How do you take how do you take the subject of, see, y'all want to talk about these things, people want to talk about these things in the sense of talking about the protest rather than talking about the issue. And I think we've watched it, we've seen it, we've seen all of these owners and coaches and all of this stuff come up, and the only thing they talk about is the protest, but they're not talking about what they are protesting. It's almost like they're scared to say the words. But it goes back to, we're talking about police brutality. That's what we're talking about. And you use the words inmates and asylum or jail while we're talking about insensitivity. And the thing about it is, we're talking about insensitivity. You have to be cognizant. Let me put it this way: if there wasn't a black person in the room, if all of the owners, which typically all of the owners and all of the executives that were in that room typically are white, we would never know that that's how they think about it. It just so happens that Troy Vincent is an executive. So he was in the room, so he heard it. The one black guy that's an executive in the fucking NFL just happened to be in the room. There weren't no reporters or anything. And if you're gonna say something that is offensive, and you hold these players as an example, this is what you say with all of the steroids cases, drug cases, DUIs. You hold these players as an example. Well, what about you? You're the top of the motherfucking food chain, and do you not hold yourself as a fucking example? Who's going to suspend you? Who's going to take money out of your pocket? Who's going to do all of those things that you do to players because they break the code of ethics and behind the shield? I just ask these questions. I ask these questions because they're valid. You hold Cam Newton to a higher standard than you hold yourself, yet you're the ones who are paying Cam Newton. You're the ones who are paying the J.J. Watts of the world, and you hold them to a higher standard than you hold yourself to. It's hypocrisy. All day, it's hypocrisy. You tell these players that they have to do press conferences, but they have to watch their mouths. But you're not watching your mouth. As soon as those doors close and the cameras are off, you say whatever comes to mind. That's not life, man. That's not life. And I think the thing about it is we're in a situation where everything that's going on politically and everything that's going on in the world will keep us from coming together. But man, we got to stick together. We got to come together. And as a people, for a better United States. We do. And that means, I've said this before to the white people, this is not about white versus black. This is about black people being killed by police officers for no reason, being murdered by police officers for no reason, and no justice is being served. So, in conclusion, I want to say, listen, man, as far as these black people stepping up to the plate and defending these white people, talking about y'all know, and I'm not saying defending white people, but defending these people who are making these statements. Let me retract that, because it's not, like I said, it's not white versus black, but defending these people, saying you know what is in their heart, and not, it took me 35 years to figure this one out. You never know what's in a person's heart. What's in their heart is what they say behind your back. Show off.